Today, we're gonna review the Velotric Thunder 1 electric bike. This is like an ultra lightweight 36-pound e-bike that's much lighter than most e-bikes. And this bike actually has some pretty cool features like an app that has a thumbprint unlock. Oh, this is the fingerprint thing, isn't it? But that's enough talking, let's open it up. I'll show you all the parts up close, then we'll get it outside for a full review, see how it does on hills, range, see if it's comfortable, and find out if this bike is any good or not. Here's what it looks like when you open it. You get 700 by 38 millimeter wide tires. Here's the tread pattern. Try not to touch those rotors. Tektro rotors, drilled and slotted, 160 millimeter. Perfect for a lightweight bike. Skirt! And check it out. This is the first big difference between the Thunder 1 ST and the Thunder 1 you're seeing in this video. The smart little chip thing here. And also, this is the large frame. You can get this in medium or large. The ST, you can only get in small and medium. Kind of cool how the paint fades. And one of the only ways to tell this is an e-bike is the little charge port down here. Same exact brake rotor on the rear, and we do get Tektro hydraulic brakes. And just behind the brakes, you can see the Velotric hub motor. 350 watt continuous, 600 peak. And here's what the seat looks like on this bike. Relatively narrow. It's got a little bit of an arch to it and a comfort groove. What do you think of the color of this one?
Oh my god, that is gorgeous.
It's a pretty clean looking bike, unlike my floors. That's better. And it's actually more assembled than most bikes that come in the mail. Just gotta throw on the wheel and the seat, which is why they give you this box. Ooh, app manual. Tools, pedals, reflectors, tail light, connector for your phone, kickstand, charger. Here's the charger, headlight, bell. This bike's too beautiful to leave these stickers on. And take a look at these pedals. These have like little metal cleats kind of on them. A little bit different than the normal pedals I see on these bikes. 8 speeds on the Shimano shifter. And the battery is fully integrated to the frame, but if you need to for some reason, you can get in there. Your Bluetooth pin is here on the bottom of the bike. If I catch you guys trying to log into my bike. Pump the tires up to about 50 PSI. You get eyelets on the back for like a rack or something. 2 right here, 2 more here for water bottles, and 3 up here on the fork. Oh yeah, there's a headlight up here too. Tail light on the back is battery operated, not the battery on the bike, its own battery. Handlebars have rubber round grips. 8-speed Shimano shifter. Bell controls, Tektro hydraulic levers. You get 5 levels of pedal assist. Off is white, then each is indicated by a color. Eco, Tour, Normal, Sport, Turbo. Locate with Velotric app. Let's get this off. And then just like the other bike, this one has the little phone thing. You just, 3M it back on the back of your phone and it'll lock in right there. Then it has the automatic headlight. It looks like if I cover this up, it'll make the headlight turn on and it thinks it's dark. Pretty cool. I'll trick it into thinking it's dark. Yeah, light turns on. To turn the tail light on, you just press this button down here. So you get your pedal assist modes over here as well. White is off, green is eco, touring, normal, red is sport, pink is turbo. Then also your battery life is indicated right there. And this bike is way too pretty to leave this sticker on there. And it's not one of those stickers that gets all gooey and leaves a mess. Always a bonus. Oh, this is the fingerprint thing, isn't it? Dude, I'm pumped. All right, we got to get the app to even turn this thing on. Get simple enough. Now pair my bike. So we'll select our bike. We just enter the pin. The pin's under the frame as well as on this, and it pairs right up. Yeah, there we go. Firmware update. No, we don't want to update now. Okay, guess we have to update. Firmware update was a success. So here's what the app looks like. You have Find My Bike, bike settings, and Bluetooth is connecting. We're gonna try bike settings. So you have your different ride modes. Let's see if it updates here based on color. Oh, so you can change your power output here. So adventure mode, so you can just change your modes here. Max mode. So it looks like you get different power outputs in addition to like the color modes there. I'm really curious about the fingerprint unlock. This is pretty awesome. You just scan it 8 times. Then I'm gonna add my name here. So now I could probably unlock the bike by my fingerprint. Yeah. And the whole thing just opens up now when I touch that. Also in the app, it looks like you can auto unlock, auto lock after 3 minutes, and there's a theft alert, light sensing headlight, pretty cool stuff. So it also gives you estimated remaining range and your battery percentage, how fast you're currently going, and your settings. What is the theft alert? You will receive a notification if your bike is moved while it's locked and not connected to your phone via Bluetooth. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna turn my Bluetooth off. Now I'm gonna go steal my bike. Dude, it worked. I moved it across 10 feet and theft alert came up right away. So you can mark it safe or do find my bike. All right guys, let's take the Velotric Thunder out for a ride today. Movement detected. Someone moved your bike. Track it now. That was me. I rolled it out here. So let's open up this app, tap to connect Bluetooth. So we're gonna start our ride here on the Velotric app. I'm gonna start my Strava too, just to double check the distance. And check it out. We're gonna find out together today if this thing actually sticks on here or if my cell phone's gonna end up getting broken. We'll find out. So it just pops right on like that and clicks in place. So this thing does stick out just a little bit, which could be maybe a little bit annoying. I was thinking if you're really into it and you don't want it on there, you could just have 2 phone cases, one specifically for your bike. So we're gonna start out on city mode, but we'll try the adventure mode and max mode. What mode are we on? It looks like there's no pedal assist. So right away, I can tell, you know, this is one of these kind of bikes that you can kind of ride it even if the motor's not on at all, because it only weighs 36 pounds. For a lot of e-bikes that weigh, you know, 50, 60, 70 pounds, you really just can't pedal them. I mean, you can put a little effort in, but it's nothing like a lightweight bike like this. Let's bump it on to pedal assist 1. Now this bike does have a torque sensor, which is pretty much the best kind of sensor you can have on an e-bike. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? The hill test real quick. The 20% hill grade test on a full charge, put it on max mode. So 20% grade on the Velotric Thunder, large frame, and I weigh 200 pounds. Let's see how it can climb this hill on max. Oh wait, I didn't have it all the way up, sorry. Max mode is on pink, the highest pedal assist setting, and torque sensor kicks right in right away. Oh wow, this one actually does quite a bit better from what I can recall anyway. So it can actually make it up pedaling. So giving that max mode actually makes a pretty big difference, it appears. Let's try it again real quick on max mode with a little bit of a rollout. And that makes it easier, obviously. All right, this bike can actually do it pedaling. So that is a very steep hill test that a lot of my bikes cannot do. Generally what I do is throttle only. This bike doesn't have a throttle since it's a class 1 e-bike, so I have to pedal. And you know, I have to put in a pretty good amount of effort to be able to make it up that hill. All right, we're gonna switch it back over to city mode. So we're gonna tap it down to the green power assist mode, pretty much the lowest one. Now this bike, as I was saying, has a torque sensor. Pretty much what that means is the harder you pedal, the more the bike helps you. In proportion to how hard you're pedaling. So it's on the green mode right now. I'm gonna bump it up to the next one. And you know, it just helps you a little bit more and a little bit more. I'm just gonna bump it straight onto the pink setting on city mode. Shift up a couple gears. So we're in city mode and on the pink turbo mode according to the pedal assist. So if I pedal harder, it just helps me a little bit more and it'll bring me up to right around 16 already. But I'm putting in a pretty good amount of work on city mode. This is the kind of bike you can actually get out and get some exercise on, and being that it's only 36 pounds, it really does make a huge difference in like how the bike handles, and it really just feels like a bicycle, whereas a lot of the bikes I've been reviewing lately are kind of more like mini electric motorcycles, 1 horsepower motorcycles pretty much. Now this bike is a 350 watt nominal motor output, max of about 600 watts, nimble around the turns. These lightweight, relatively skinny tires. This bike feels like it's ready to tackle some corners, very agile. Let's try the adventure mode for off-road trails, gravel roads, and adventure. Switches over pretty quickly. And we'll just go ahead and leave it on the pink top pedal assist mode, turbo mode. So since it is a torque sensor, the way this works is it's not gonna give me full power like as soon as I start pedaling. It'll just give me power based how hard I'm pressing on the pedal. So let's go. Oh shoot, I'm in top gear. I should be starting on a lower gear, but it gives me like pretty good amount of power as long as I'm pressing and doing some work on my own. And that'll bring us up to almost top speed of 17, which while we're here, let's switch over to my actual speedometer and see if that matches up. Showing 16 on my independent GPS app there. So it appears the numbers given by the Velotric app for speed are accurate. The handlebars on this bike are relatively wide, kind of almost like a mountain bike style handlebar. They have a little bit of rise to them. This bike definitely puts you in like a riding position so you can put some power down to the pedals. I'm on the large frame. I'm gonna skip riding off-road right there today. I wouldn't really recommend this bike for off-road riding. Let's switch it to turbo mode now. So now on max mode on the pink pedal assist, bump it down a couple gears to get up the speed here. So even though I am on like max of everything, it's not giving me like full power immediately right now because I'm pedaling light. But if I start pedaling harder, then it starts ramping me up, which we're gonna need out here. Now this bike does top out at 20 miles per hour. Gotta watch out for potholes and stuff. No suspension on this bike. Oh yeah, I can feel that power though kicking in. It's helping me pretty significantly. But then once you get to 20, you're pretty much on your own. So if you're looking for a bike, you're just gonna rely on the motor to do all the work for you, and you don't really want to pedal and get any exercise, this probably isn't going to be the bike for you, because these ones do ask you to do a little bit of work, especially not having a throttle. But pedaling is rewarding, and you do get some exercise. It feels good, getting the endorphins going. Generally, this is my area I use as a little drag strip to see how fast a bike can accelerate under throttle only from 0 to 20. This bike doesn't have a throttle, but I still weigh 200 pounds. We'll give it a little bit of pedaling. I'm on gear 1, max, everything's max mode, and from a dig, ready to go. Power kicks in pretty immediately. And we can get up to 20. So what happened there was, like, I kind of stopped pedaling as hard and the motor wasn't helping me like all out. Do it one more time, starting on gear 3. Ready to go. Power's kicking in. I got to keep remembering, put the power down. And about 20. So, whew, a little exercise there. My legs are going to be sore after today's ride. Unlike most of these e-bikes, I'm just throttling. Now I am on the large frame. I am 6'5", and you might have noticed I do have the seat a little bit low. That's mostly for filming angle for you guys. I'll show you what the seat looks on minimum height and maximum height. If you are 6'5", this thing is going to put you in a pretty aggressive riding position where you're going to be able to really put some power down to the pedals. I can tell from where the seat is in relation to the handlebars where I am riding now. When I bump this seat height up to the max, where I'll be getting proper leg extension, that will, you know, it would make the camera basically point down like this, because my chest would be pointed down while I'm riding it. Oh, so check it out. Now it says my range is 50 miles now that I bumped it down to the blue setting on pedal assist, even though I am on max. So let me bump it down a little more here. Now it gives me 60 miles if I put it on green, and now I just turn it completely off, which really couldn't tell much of a difference, honestly, from off to pedal 1, assist 1. Yeah, now I'm on green, 60 miles. Blue is 50 miles. Orange now is saying 41 miles, and red puts me at 34. Then pink, 28. Remaining on 88%. Bumping it back down to blue, pedal assist, shift it down to gear 2 here for this little moderate hill. I feel the motor helping me. One thing that's nice about this bike is it's very, very, very quiet. There's pretty much no tire noise, no motor noise. It's just nice.
The seat is a little bit more narrow on the Thunder 1 compared to the Thunder 1 ST.
Headed to the beach. So I pretty much determined the way I like to ride this bike is on max settings, everything maxed out, and just kind of pedaling a little bit to help it out and cruising at like 13. It's like, you know, I feel like I'm still getting like decent exercise, but basically just going faster than I'd be able to go on a bike that didn't have a motor and battery. I mean, after you feel that power, you just don't want to go back to not having power. That's how I feel anyway. So it's like a 10 amp hour battery, just under 10 amp hour, 36 volts. So about 360 watt hours of energy roughly, but it's a light bike. So I mean, you'll get a lot more range on a light bike. No question. What an absolutely beautiful day here at the beach. Man, it was really windy here yesterday. You can see the path is covered by sand, which these tires on this bike will come in a little more handy
Compared to the Thunder 1 ST.
These ones are a little bit more of a knobby tread pattern. Not knobby, but kind of more of like a more all-terrain pattern on these tires. So I am noticing these pedals, they do grip my feet pretty well. They have like little teeth sticking out, as I pointed out in the beginning of the review. These ones, they dig in and claw your shoes a little better to help you kind of do like a cycling motion, pedaling in circles. You can kind of press forward and backwards on the pedal stroke. Dude's always out here jamming. Man, what a vibe out here today. Absolutely beautiful skies. There is one kind of unusual feature on this bike I noticed, and that is it doesn't have brake cutoff sensors on the levers. You can pull the brakes and still put down power to the pedals, and it will give you motor assistance. That's pretty unusual, but I do think on a bike like this that's beneficial, because like the amount of power in this bike is never going to be like out of control, like where you're going to need to like have those cutoff sensors. And like going around tight turns, we'll see here in a little bit, it's sometimes actually beneficial to be able to use the brakes while going around a tight corner and also still have power. It can be kind of annoying on some of the bikes that have the cutoff sensors. I personally removed the cutoff sensors on all of my personal e-bikes. Here's an example of what I mean. Like you can kind of go around this corner and still use the brakes to kind of balance the bike. One thing that's nice about a light bike is you can kind of just pick it up, go downstairs if you need to. And despite my skepticisms, this thing is holding up just fine. It has not fallen off yet. We'll see if it survives. So you do need a wrench to lower the seat. This is kind of blocking how low it can go for me right now. It can go a little bit lower. So here's what the large frame looks like on a 6'5" dude. If I take the seat all the way out and throw it on max, putting in just enough. So all the way on max, you can see it sits quite a bit above the handlebars there. And I get just about the proper leg extension at 6'5". It is a pretty light bike. Not many e-bikes you can just pick up like that. So check it out, you don't have to use the app. You can just use the fingerprint unlock to turn the bike on. There we go, powered right up. All the settings will be in the same thing you left them in last time when you turned the bike off. Now this bike can kind of ride off-road, but you know, compared to a full suspension or even a front fork bike, it's not really that comfortable for me. I guess I should mention, you can't just turn this bike on without the app or fingerprint. It just won't turn on for you. Somebody can't just like walk up and take off and use power assistance on your bike. I wouldn't use that as like a replacement for, you know, a lock or something, but you got to turn it on with your fingerprint or the app. So powered right up there. All right, let's see how it does on the sand. Harsh on the boardwalk. All right, let's go for it. Just kidding. Not on this bike. I feel like the pedal assist sensor on this bike, it does have something called like e-pass. I feel like it's a little bit more likely to help you and give you more power like after you get moving. So it seems like it's really trying to help you conserve that battery as much as possible, because starting from a stop, that's when you really drain a lot of battery. Also cruising at speeds like above 20, you drain a lot of battery. So that's probably how they are able to claim such a high range on this bike. They make it work for it. From a stop, let's see how it feels here. Yeah, I mean, it's giving me power. It's giving me power, pretty good power for sure. But I feel like once I'm like cruising along at a higher speed, it makes it a lot easier just to cruise at a high speed. I don't have to like work that hard when it's on turbo mode, and it'll do a lot of the work for me right now. All right, we'll do this hill. I'm on the max pedal assist, bumping it down some gears. Open up phone, show me. So it's giving me, where's the thing? Where's the app? So it's just kind of helping me just a little bit. 3 miles an hour up this hill. Come on, motor. Got to get out of the saddle. Whew. So again, another example that this isn't the greatest hill climbing bike, but it will help you. So we're gonna go do the California incline and a brake test, and I'll leave you with my final thoughts. This bike does like to just kind of cruise pretty fast. 15 miles an hour, very little effort. Makes riding more fun. Has no problem passing the acoustic bikes. All right guys, been out here for 8.67 miles, 57 minutes of ride time. According to Velotric app, we have 75% on the battery. Now what we're gonna do is the California incline. Please pardon the camera angle. I am gonna ride with the saddle on a height that is appropriate for my height. So the camera might not give you the perfect angle here, but I just wanna be able to feel it out here and tell you, oh yeah, this bike feels great. So much better now, actually. Wow, I really like this bike. I'm riding it like this the rest of the time. Definitely gets my weight up over the pedals so I can like put down power and get some exercise in on this thing. All right, going into the little loop-de-loop here on max pedal assist. Man, this thing just really encourages you to put down some power, but it helps you too. So I'm getting a little burn, getting some exercise in here, but it's helping me. And this is the kind of stuff I was talking about, holding the brakes while pedaling at the same time, kind of balance better. So going up the California incline, out of the saddle, get it going a little bit here. Man, this thing just really encourages you to get some exercise. So I'm on gear 1, maxed out torque sensor, 10 miles an hour. Whew. Yeah, just holding about 10, 8. I'm getting a little bit tired, so slowing it down. So I mean, the motor's like not giving out on me or anything. The pedals, they're clawing into my shoes nicely. My foot's not sliding at all. Those cleats, they make a difference. I'm noticing these pedals are directional. One side is meant to be facing forward. I actually had them wrong. The motor's helping for sure, but we're getting up here. All right, yeah, you get some exercise on this bike, but the motor won't give out on you. And in case you're new here, this is the hill we just climbed. We were just down there when I said we were gonna come up here. And wow, what a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Santa Monica. Man, my legs are feeling it after that. Let's hop back on this thing. Let's go do a brake test. Actually, let me show you what I was talking about on the pedals real quick. You can see there's like a little clip there. That side's supposed to be back. It's a little bit wider in the back than the front. So I think that's the way it should be. I don't know, that's why it feels natural to me. So riding this bike with the proper seat position, which probably makes for a terrible camera angle, this bike feels wonderful to ride. It's just like a road bike on steroids pretty much, really. I find this like a really comfortable ride, and it just really encourages you to put down some power. It does cut you off at 20, 21 though. Very just nimble. This bike just wants to dart. Yeah, lightweight. And I wish I was riding it like this the whole time, because having the seat on the right height is everything, really. And to show you the extension of my legs here, feels right at 6.5. So now what we're gonna do is a brake test from 20. Cruising at 20, nobody's behind me. Brakes are excellent. So it is hydraulic disc brakes, 160 millimeter rotors on a very light bike. The levers, they feel really good in my hand and my fingers. They're Tektro name brand components. So a lot of bikes, they'll cheap out on brakes, give you like mechanical brakes or something. You can get a lot of force just pulling on these levers just a little bit. And 160 millimeter rotors on a light bike like this is perfectly sufficient. One more brake test from 20, and brakes. Oh yeah. Good brakes. Little tip for you guys, if you do buy this bike, I'd recommend you use your thumbprint to do the finger scan, because it's kind of awkward riding it like this and pressing your finger if you forget to turn it on. Way more natural to do it like that. All right guys, final thoughts on the Velotric Thunder 1. So we've been out here for 10.6 miles. We have 71% remaining on the battery. I'll tell you the final range here in just a moment when I get home. If you're looking for a lightweight e-bike that you can actually get some exercise on with a good pedal assist system, the Velotric Thunder 1 is the ticket. I think this is an excellent option for a bike for somebody who's just looking to get some exercise and a little boost, go a little bit faster, a little bit easier, and it's got some pretty cool features like the fingerprint unlock. If you do want to grab one at a discount, you can use my coupon code in the link below this video. Just use my discount code at checkout and it'll save you some extra money and also help support my channel here, Tailhappy TV. So let's head on home. I'll tell you my final range. Looks like it's showing 53% battery life, and we did 18 miles so far. So I have been riding this thing on turbo mode on the max setting pretty much the entire day. It says I have 17 more miles of range. Seems about right. So the way I'm riding, I probably get about 40 miles on this bike. Can you get 70 miles on this bike? I mean, just depends on how much effort you're putting in on your own and how much you're relying on that battery and motor. It's a great bike for somebody looking to get some exercise. However, if this is not the kind of bike you're looking for, you can watch this video next. Thanks for watching guys. Drop a comment, give me a thumbs up. Catch you next time.